guys, this is Support Designs for Noble Desktop, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a wave transition in Adobe After Effects. So the first thing that we're going to be doing here is drawing out a wave shape. Then we're going to be animating it, like flowing up and down, covering the screen in the middle, and after that we're going to style the look of the wave by adding a gradient fill and a wiggle paths effect to the edge for some foam. We're going to duplicate that layer, turn that into a Caustics layer, and after animating that, we're going to finish it off by making bubbles with CC Particle Systems 2. So you can see this is what the project looks like when it's done. So it's useful to learn this kind of thing so you know how to make your own screen transitions. If you've heard me talk about this in our audio bar screen transition tutorial, then you'll know already, but transitions or wipes are fundamental to editing. They guide the viewer's eye towards what you want them to see and away from what you don't. Wipes also allow us to switch our scenes seamlessly without a jarring jump cut, as you can see from screen A to screen B here. This wave transition in particular is very good for anything involving water, any project themed around the ocean, fishing, or anything marine, like maybe even like just a general summer theme or beach theme as well. And yeah, so everything here is internally made. We're going to be making our own assets. You can use whatever frames you want for the cut. You can see I use these A and B screens. And with that, let's get started. So without the transition, this is what it looks like. It's an abrupt cut between these two screens, but we want to smooth that out with our transition. So the first thing that we are going to be doing is let's get over to Layer New, and we're going to be making a shape layer. So we're going to activate our pen tool on our new shape layer, and so let's draw out the wave just by clicking and dragging to make these curved shapes. Don't worry about the color right now. And I'll see you after this cut. Alright, here we are with our wave shape. And also remember to name your new shape layer. I'm going to name it Wave. There we go. And the first thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be setting a path keyframe. So with that selected, that layer selected, let's type in path in the search finder over here. The search box over here. And I am going to set a keyframe for the path about 5 frames in. And this is so we are going to be animating the path so it washes up and down. So we set a keyframe here. This is going to be its midpoint. It's going to take this shape halfway through. And then let's go back to the beginning over here. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be pulling this wave downwards. And if you want to edit, by the way, your shape, remember to select the path 1 option over here. Instead of like path itself. It's a common mistake. I do it all the time. And yeah, so edit this so it is dragged below the screen like so. So once that's done, I will see you after that edit. Great. Now that we've done that, you can see it's been flattened into kind of a pancake shape over here underneath the screen. So after that, we're going to be moving, let's say about 10 frames in. 8, 10... And over here, we're going to be adjusting the wave so it covers the whole entire screen, like expanding outwards, like an actual wave does at the beach. So that one's fairly easy enough to do. Like before, I will see you after that edit. Okay, now we're going to get this wave to recede. So we're going to be copying the first and middle keyframes over here. So I hit Command or Control C to copy them after selecting them. Let's move a couple of frames after, and then I'm going to be pasting them. Basically, I hit the diamond here to set a keyframe, and I'm just going to be swapping these guys. I hit a diamond there to set the keyframe, and then I hit Command V or Control V to paste the old keyframes over here. I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to go to Keyframe Assistant, Time Reverse Keyframes. I actually want these keyframes to be like a little further along here, so there's more time with the screen being covered here. Now I'm going to show you 2 options here for refining the animation. Either you can select everything, go to Keyframe Assistant, Easy Ease, it's after you right-click. This is what it'll look like. Or we can refine the animation with the speed graph so it's more organic. I'm going to show you how to do that. If you're not interested in that kind of thing, then you could click ahead to the timestamp of the next section. But for now, I'll show you how to adjust it on the speed graph. So select all of these keyframes, and over here, hit this graph editor button. If you don't see this, then you want to go over to choose graph type and options and go to edit speed graph. And basically what we're aiming here is to have it rush in, the wave rush in, hold there, and then the wave slowly ease out. So you want to select these first two keyframes, hit easy ease in over there. And then over here, we want it to easy ease out. But we want it to be slower. So we're going to pull this keyframe out just a bit. And we're going to also heighten this one a little bit, give it more of a smooth curve, because the steeper the curve, the more, the sharper the movement, and the softer the curve, the more gentle the movement. This is straight over here because we want the speed to remain steady. So let's see what that looks like. That's pretty good. I think it's easing out a bit too slowly, so let's move this back in here. But after that, I think it's ready to move on to the next step. All right. Oh, yeah, and then the last thing I want to do is kind of like pull this keyframe up here. So again, this hill, the speed hill over here, is not as abrupt. All right, let's do color. So click speed graph here to exit there. I'm actually going to pull this a little bit closer because if you work in design, you're always editing tiny little things. So for the fill, we're going to be using a gradient fill. So open up contents, open up fill, and let's hit add gradient fill. And then let's toggle open our gradient fill, hit edit gradient. And so we click the white one. You can either click the black one or the white one, but I'm starting with the white one. This little box over here, that's going to control the gradient. And we want like a nice bright cyan for one of them. Click this black box, and then maybe like more of a blue-green cyan for the other one. I'm actually going to push that contrast a little more. Here, let's move this over so we can actually see what it looks like. And if you're not seeing it, that's because the colors are below this color over here, and so the program is going in a hierarchy. We want this guy to be higher up in the hierarchy for visual reasons. So grab gradient fill and pull it upwards above the regular fill. There we go. And to control the start and end points, you'll see once gradient fill is selected, like this little, kind of looks like a dumbbell, that controls the gradient, so the direction. So I'm going to pull it down. Actually, I want the green part to be on top, and I want the bluer part on the bottom. There we go, nice and soft. Okay, we'll close up shape for now, and let's hit add wiggle paths. Now this is going to be for the foam. So there we go, wiggle paths. And so wiggle paths, what that does, it'll take the stroke, and it looks like it's wiggling. It's pretty much what it says. If you don't have these settings already, like the stroke set to white, you hit this little box over here, and you'll move it over to the white and then hit OK. 33 is actually pretty thick. I'm going to put it down to 25. You see it got thinner. And now let's change some settings on wiggle paths after you toggle it open. So I'm going to give you my settings for wiggle paths. You can, have it however you want, but this is how I like it. So the points, I want them nice and smooth, because right now they look kind of crunchy, and that's not what we want for an organic shape like this. I want the size to be quite large, 55 size, so like you really see those wiggly lines, because the smaller the size, the more subtle the wiggle. The detail, I want 40. So a lot of these wiggles kind of all smushed up in here. And wiggles per second, I want it to move about 5 wiggles per second. I'd say that's about it. Let's play it. As we add more effects, you can see that it takes longer to preview. But it's still running pretty well. And there we go. I do see that my wave is showing up here at the bottom of the screen. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be editing it. And at the keyframe where it's below the screen, I'm going to pull down just a little bit more. But after that, I'll see you after the edit. So the next thing that we're going to be doing is making caustics, which are those wavy light patterns cast by light reflecting off of water. Usually see them on the bottom of bridges, over rivers. And what we're going to be doing for that, while there's an effect called caustics, we're actually going to be using something called fractal noise. That's because the caustics layer, like the caustics effect, will kind of affect the whole project. It'll even affect like this pink background if you don't mess with it enough. So we're going to be using the fractal noise option. And the first thing we're going to be doing is, if you haven't done this already, but close up all your options, you can hit U to do that. And with your wave layer selected, Command D or Control D to duplicate it. Rename it with enter a return to Caustics. And over here, I see I've typed in Caustics. But over here, we're going to be going for fractal noise. So it looks kind of funky at first, but we're going to be changing some stuff. So we're going to be changing the fractal type to strings. Okay, you see where I'm heading with this? The noise type is spline. We want that contrast at 100%, but we want the brightness real down low at -80. And finally, and this is important, the blending mode at screen. Now you see what we're getting at? So finally we're going to be animating these evolution options, or actually evolution. And that's going to be making the caustics move around. So here at the origin, let's just hit that stopwatch to set a keyframe. And at the very end of this animation, just because we want it to be moving throughout, set the evolution to like 1 full cycle. It's this leftmost number here. You just put in 1. And let's see how that looks. Very nice. Now if you want, we can leave it at here, but I'm going to show you a really cool way to add some bubbles following the wave as it moves in. So let's go up to Layer, New, Solid. Make sure it's white. And name this layer Bubbles. Okay. And we're going to be typing in here CC Particle Systems. And we want Particle Systems 2. Perfect. Double click that to add it. And you're like, this doesn't look like bubbles. This is the furthest thing away from bubbles you've ever seen. But that's fine, because like always, we're going to be changing a couple of the settings. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is open up the particle over here in Effect Controls. And we want to tell this thing that we don't want these lines. We actually want a lens convex shape to be emitting. Already, it looks like bubbles. The birth size, we want it at 0.3. We want it to come out being that big. And the depth size at 0.5. And the opacity, we want it to be at 100 to make it look like foam. So physics, how it moves around, we're going to change that animation to direction normalized, because we want this thing to be swishing upwards. All right, you see how it's changing already to be what we want? The velocity, how fast it's going, is 1.5 for our settings over here. Yeah, just like that. And gravity is -2. We want negative gravity to have them floating upwards. And let's head over to longevity, how long this bubble lasts. And let's put that at 0.4. We don't want them to be lasting very long. And let's animate how many bubbles come out. So, at the origin, the very start over here, set a stopwatch, hit the stopwatch to set a keyframe for birth rate. And let's put that at the default. I think that's fine. But at 1 second, we want these bubbles to start falling off. So just put in 0 for birth rate. And we've had them fade out mostly. Now finally, we want to have these bubbles following the wave. So this is pretty cool. Let's head over to wave again. You can type in path to open up those options. Select the word path itself. That's quite important for this. And what we're going to be doing, we're going to make a null, like an empty layer, that follows the wave, and then we're going to parent the bubbles to that null, so it looks like the bubbles are following the wave itself. You'll see what I mean as we go along. So go up to Window, and you're going to go all the way down here to find Create Nulls from Paths. That should be pre-installed in any version of After Effects these days. And we're going to be hitting Nulls Follow Points. And you can close that window, and what that does, it makes all these nulls over here in purple, and you can see their position at the edge of our path. And as we scrub through the timeline, you see they actually follow our animation. But we don't want all of these, we just want the tippy top one. So go ahead and delete all the wave paths that aren't necessary until you have just the one that you want left. Great. I'm going to rename this, by the way, to water null, so I know what it's referring to. And click this pick whip, the swirly symbol from Bubbles, attach it to water null. And this is what it looks like so far, but you can grab the bubbles and you can move them upwards over here. And yeah, now we're done. I actually went ahead and lowered the birth rate of the bubbles over here just to 2 to start out with. I thought that looked nicer, but, you know, it's up to you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So there's a few tricks in this tutorial for getting that nice wave look, but ultimately it's up to you to pick what you want to use or recycle it into your own projects. This wipe would work great in any video revolving around water, like an infographic about the ocean or an ad for pool services. The wave could even be colored to resemble magma or acid, and you can have the footage underneath burned or eaten away. So yeah, that's all for this tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed learning how to make your own wave transition in Adobe After Effects. If you have any questions or suggestions for future tutorials, let us know in the comments. Tell us about any projects you're working on or any topics you'd like us to cover. So yeah, this has been Sapar Zines for Noble Desktop.